This time of year, there are plenty of great produce choices at local farmer markets. And if you're thinking of pairing those with some wines at mealtime, we have some advice on picking the perfect summer wines to complement your food. We're pleased to welcome Emily Marks from Vintner Select to share some of her pairing tips. We have this wonderful display. As a health reporter, I love all the green leafy vegetables. Those are great for you.
Beautiful.
And wine can be good for you in moderation, too.
Absolutely. Very good for you. Well, the first tip I usually give people who are starting to try and pair wines with food is to pay close attention to the intensity of the flavors, but not necessarily about the flavors themselves, and not stress out about that part of it. Any sort of intensely flavored food is going to need an intensely flavored wine. A delicate food needs a delicate wine. And of course, if you like to shop at the farmer's market, which I definitely do during the summer, produce can be such a hard pairing choice because those flavors can be really subtle, but they can also be really strong, but they're always that vegetative flavor profile, which is really hard to pair. So I actually brought in 4 example wines today from a little winery called Yarraman, which is in southeastern Australia. Yarraman actually means horse in Aboriginal, and that's why there are pictures of horses on all of the bottles, so I thought it was an appropriate choice for Lexington, for the Lexington Farmers Market. The first wine here is a blend of 2 grapes called Semillon, one called Semillon, which is a Bordeaux white grape, and Verdejo, which is actually a Spanish grape. And it makes a really nice, crisp, bright, summery wine. So we're talking about really subtle flavors and a really delicate wine. And so what I brought in today, even though lettuce is kind of starting to be on its way out, if you're a salad lover, which I also am, don't forget about rainbow chard, just gorgeous, beautiful Swiss chard here. And if you like to eat it cold, like a green salad, if you blanch it really quickly first, then that's going to make it tender enough that you can eat it with just a little bit of like a delicate vinaigrette and some sugar snap peas, which are one of my all-time favorite foods in the world. Yeah, throw those in the salad with maybe a little cheese, and that's going to be a nice light meal that will complement a nice light wine. The second wine down the line is a Chardonnay, which has a little bit more of a fuller flavor, but it's still a white wine, so it's going to be a little bit softer. And a great pairing with Chardonnay, which a lot of people might not think, would be grilled chicken. And I love to take grilled chicken and put it on a kebab with some local fresh zucchini and squash and broccoli and onions, which should be coming in the next couple of weeks. You throw those all on the grill together. They're going to taste beautifully with the Chardonnay. The next wine we have is a blend of Cabernet and Merlot, and you take those same kebabs, pull off the chicken, throw on some pork or some beef, and it's going to go perfectly with a blend of Cabernet and Merlot. The Merlot is going to give it a nice fruit-forward feeling, and the Cabernet is going to give it a nice structure. And if you're like me also, you can tell I just like to eat. It's really the thing.
Hey, food and wine, if that's your job, then you have it made.
I do. I really do have it made. There is nothing better in the summer than a big, juicy, grilled steak. So I love to take a grilled steak, and if you want to use something from the farmer's market, some mustard greens or kale, if you saute them, they have a beautiful, spicy flavor, and that's going to go great with your steak, and that's also going to go great with a wine like a Shiraz Cab Blend, which is the last wine there in the line.
Well, some wonderful advice and ways to think about incorporating your vegetables. You know, so many people focus on the protein. Nice to hear some of the compliments for the vegetable dishes. And if folks want more information on Vintner Selects?
They can go to our website, or I will also be at Whole Foods Wine Market in Lexington Green this Thursday from 4 to 8. I can answer any questions, and there's actually also going to be a free tasting of these wines. So if anybody wants to taste the wines, they should come out.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing
that with us. Thanks for having me.
Ready to eat after this.
Yeah, no kidding.
And have a sip, too. We'll be right back.
We'll have to wait a couple hours.